All right. If a citizen tells a cop to leave during a knock and talk, does the cop have to leave? This question actually comes from a citizen, a non-police officer, and I got to tell you, I think that's great that non-police officers are also reaching out to the channel to see if I can help them with their constitutional questions. I want to help everybody understand the law, right? Um, a, a homeowner can ask the UPS driver to get off his porch or to leave the package, right? Can the homeowner ask the officer the same thing, right? Hey, get off my porch during a knock, during a knock and talk. What happens if the officer has no probable cause and doesn't leave? Can the homeowner make a citizen's arrest of the officer for criminal trespass? Okay, let's go through this, my friends. All right, so let's give you the law, right? The law is a knock and talk must comply with social graces. What I mean by that is that when police do knock and talks, they don't get any extra power that the Girl Scouts wouldn't get. Okay, if you haven't seen my Curlige's Paradise rap song on the channel, you got to watch it. You know, it talks about this, the Girl Scout rule. But that kind of throws cops off a little bit because they'll be there for like a legitimate purpose, trying to investigate crime, and a person will say leave, and they feel like they don't have to leave. Well, let me tell you what the rule is. If you are there under knock and talk, okay, and you have nothing pressing, you have no exigency, you have no emergency, you believe that somebody is injured inside the home, or there's a loud party and they won't turn down the music, and this ongoing nuisance issue, whatever. If you've got nothing else going on besides you're just trying to further an investigation, right? And that's all you got going on. And the person is making it very clear to you that they want you gone. They want you off the property. What are you supposed to do? Well, I'm going to tell you, leave. Okay. That is the rule. Okay. It may not feel good. It kind of may frustrate you that you're out there trying to do the Lord's work, and I understand you. My heart is with you, but the law is pretty clear in this issue. You got to leave. I'll put a case in the notes where cops actually got successfully sued because they violated this guy's knock and talk, his rights, by continuing to try to do a knock and talk despite the fact that they knew he did not want to talk. That's Merrill versus French. And the cops did not get qualified immunity. Let me address this other issue. What about the probable cause? Well, I got to tell you, even if the officers have probable cause, if the officers have probable cause but no exigency, they have to leave. It's just the way it is. This person is basically saying to you, you know what? Instead of trying to handle this the warrantless way, instead of trying to work this out with you and explain my side of the story, go get a warrant, right? And that's what they're basically telling you to do. So come back with judicial approval to be back in my property, and that's your option. Go get some paper signed by a judge and come back with your friends and make a forced entry if needed, right? That's what this guy is basically telling you to do. Okay. And if he still wants to not cooperate with your, after you have the warrant, then, that has consequences. Guy gets his door broken in, and so forth. And that's what it is. So the other issue, though, I gotta answer, though, can the homeowner make a citizen's arrest of the officer for criminal trespass? Absolutely not, right? No way. There's no way in any state the court is going to allow you to put hands on an officer to arrest them for criminal trespass. You don't have that. The courts won't allow that as a public policy concern. I know you can read the statute books and say, well, it doesn't say that I can't arrest an officer. Well, what the courts are going to do there is a public policy judgment. They're going to say, due to public policy concerns, we are not going to uphold a citizen's arrest of an on-duty police officer for something like this. Now, if the only exception I have with where courts allow citizens to go against the police is when the cop is using some kind of unauthorized force, usually deadly force. Clearly, if you sincerely believe that that a cop is trying to, like, putting a knee on your neck or something like that, you are, and you're being suffocated, asphyxiated, and so forth, clearly you have a right to defend yourself, right? And if that means pushing on the officer and using some kind of force, you're allowed to do that. But you better be, and whatever it is, you better be right. Because if the court says, well, the knee on the neck is obviously a bad example, but if a person believe that they're being unlawfully arrested, and they use force to try to not go into custody because they're unlawfully arrested. The court will say, even if the arrest was unlawful, your option here is to take it to court. That's what we have a civil rights lawsuit for. So going back to this, if the homeowner believes that his rights are being violated, the solution is not to try to arrest a police officer. The solution is to go get a lawyer and sue that police officer. And we go from there. That's what the courts want you to do. All right. Hey, look, I actually think it's a very good question because I think a lot of cops also wonder this too, right? Do we have to leave if we're told to leave? The answer is yes, unless you have exigency, okay, or a warrant. All right. Pass this along to other officers and citizens. I'm trying to educate as many people as possible on what the law is. Hopefully it helps you. Until next time, see you.